Former Vice President Mike Pence made a surprise visit to Ukraine today, and after meeting with President Zelensky, had this to say.
I have every confidence that the day will come when Ukraine's sovereignty is restored, her territorial integrity is restored. And in that moment, I believe we'll not only have served the interests of the people of Ukraine, but I truly believe it's in the national interest of the United States and all of the free world that the Ukrainian military prevail.
And joining us now to discuss, former senior naval intelligence officer John Jordan, plus co-founder of Project Dynamo, Brian Stern. Actually, this looks a great deal like General Blaine Holt. I don't know. It's just me, Kat.
I don't know. That
is Brian.
Let's see what he answers
Holt.
to.
Yeah.
That's right.
Blaine, step forward. General, give us the latest update. How are you reading all this?
You know, I think it's a poor choice to take a presidential campaign into a war zone in a conflict that we're involved in, at least from a material support perspective. You know, the vice president said that I'm here to show that America's fight for freedom is, in our best interest. Well, there's plenty of freedom to defend right here in the United States. We've got a completely exposed border. Our air sovereignty is in question. We're getting mauled by the Chinese in every form of hybrid warfare that there is. The Second Amendment seems to be under attack everywhere you go, along with the First Amendment. Just stay here, grab a musket, and defend freedom right here. But don't get in the middle of a war zone and then make a litmus test for the rest of the pack about whether or not you support Ukraine is what should determine 2024, because Americans are going to determine 2024 by their wallets and their security here at home.
John, in the aftermath of the Wagner uprising, it was announced that there will be no charges against the group's leader, Prigozhin, leading many to wonder what's really going on here, what happened. Again, I know you are very educated and informed on all things Russia, and of course you read all those Russian newspapers that we are not able to read. Have you noticed anything that we're not noticing?
Well, the way I would look at it is this. Understanding Prigozhin has a real following throughout Russian society and inside the Russian military. And it's that following and reputation and his status, as it were, that's as much a threat to Putin as is the physical man himself. So look in the coming weeks for President Putin to work to discredit Yevgeny Prigozhin, to talk about his criminal past, and to otherwise sully his image. Basically, he's going to assassinate his character and reputation first, and then he's going to assassinate the man.
Blaine, your thoughts?
I could not agree with John more. That is so spot on. The thing that Putin doesn't want to do is be reactive at this point in time as he goes and regains his strength and control. He's going to let the air leak out of all of the traitors that he's investigating right now, and he'll wrap this up over the summer. But if he did this like in 5 seconds and got it all done, he'd be inviting more challenges to his power. That's just kind of the playbook 101 for dictators.
All right, final words, John Jordan.
Yeah, you look over the near term. Let's look at how deep and broad any purge really is, and this kind of builds up on and amplifies what General Holt was saying. If in fact President Putin really has a broad and vigorous purge in the near term, that tells you a lot about his level of concern and anxiety as to the status of his regime. If the broader and more vigorous it is, the more afraid he is. That also may spook certain elements inside the Russian government and the military to figure if they don't move now, when will they be able to? So if there's a big, deep purge that may in the short term increase the risks or the likelihood somewhat of a repeat of last weekend or something like it.
All right, John Jordan, Blaine Holt, thank you, gentlemen, for being with us. Appreciate it.
Have a great day.